Hey, traders. Welcome to the stream. Happy Tuesday. Not such a great Tuesday for Bitcoin, being down almost $2,000. Great day for electric vehicles, or just vehicles in general. That the reason why they had good days or having good days is because of electric vehicles, right? Where GM, Ford, and Tesla, all three top three gainers on the S&P 500. 10-year yield is at its highest level since March. Futures have just reopened. Bitcoin 33,825. Bottom right of your screen, and stocks just flat, index funds flat. So good to see ADT got a bounce today, but not so good for tech, right? And Facebook took a hit. Visa didn't do well. Disney, Starbucks, Pfizer, McDonald's, CRM, Microsoft, Google. Just not good days today. So really, what do we talk about? We're always looking for an edge for a trade setup. Unfortunately, this time Bitcoin doesn't really have a strong argument for taking along at this current time. Believe me, when it does, I'll do what I can to tell you. Right? I'll try to be the first to tell you. Okay. So I do want to look back on the previous bull cycle, and we want to look at simple moving average just to talk about, and oscillators at the same time, where it just, the thing about what's going on the daily for Bitcoin right now is we're showing our first level of negative momentum since December 15th. So it's been a while. And normally you don't just have one histogram wick. You normally get follow through with more histogram wicks at higher levels. And that oftentimes happens with lower prices. But as you can see, right, it's never just one, right? Very seldom is it just one anytime in history. So without much of a strong edge on the 4-hour, I could see it meandering on down again to test the lows it saw at like 30K. I mean, right now, with less than an hour to go, we're working on a 4-hour bearish engulfing candle. Here it is, right? The attempted rally. All right, it had begun. 35K. 34,500, very critical area. You're below it, unfortunately, right? And now this is when people would start saying, hey man, is that a head and shoulders pattern? I don't know, man. If it's an actual head and shoulders pattern, it's not the best looking one, but it was a scrubby, pathetic attempted rally where you didn't even come close to testing your previous highs, but you did make a common retrace where I think it was a 38% retrace high to low. No, it was actually over 50%, 56% retrace. So you had a common retrace, Dow's theory, and you've begun to reverse again. And again, there's that bearish engulfing candle. The last candle was kind of rejection above 3,500, right, where we had broken it, then we sold off to fall below it again, and now on the last candle we tested it as resistance when it was resistance before, and now we're selling off. So yeah, there could be more selling that comes in at these levels, right, where we've just failed to break or hold above 35K. All right, so you would hope we would go sideways a little bit longer just so we could get some positive momentum, get separation of those histogram islands, so when it does sell off again, we get some really strong bullish divergence at maybe 31,050. I'm sorry, what? 31,500 to 30K, right? I mean, you think it's the X, A, B, C stuff to D, right? So, no, it definitely seems like it's possible lower prices could be achieved here. I mean, because right now, where Bitcoin stands currently, there is no support for real until like 31K, 30,800. So you were about to go neutral, and now the negative memo could start building if we start selling off more. 33,520 on futures, kind of gapped down. But fret not. For though we may see some lower prices, maybe opportunity would present itself to us like it's been presented to us many, many times before. And how did it present itself? With variables we look for on everything, on all markets, at all times, right? It's the same thing, man. I mean, there's different combinations of variables that are good, but we're always looking for a specific set. I mean, like it can vary between hidden divergence, classic divergence, triple, critical ice lines, Bukowski patterns, partial declines, rises, whatever. What I'm looking for all the time, and everyone always wants there to be a beautiful, clear, concise edge on Bitcoin every single day, but that's just not how it works. But there is, I'll tell you this, across all markets, there is always an edge somewhere, right? It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger's little gif, the pump is always out there, the edge is always out there, man, on something. It just isn't Bitcoin right now. And so I'm just saying, it would be wise and prudent to wait for that opportunity.
And also voltive on the 4 hours and a golden cross on the daily. My bad if you tried this already.
Hold on, dude, I gotta fix the audio. It's so messed up. Sorry. Not sure how to do this. We'll see. Up that. And then lower this. Maybe. So confusing. Hold on. The audio was like so quiet yesterday. This is I gotta get a new microphone set up. I'm gonna do that when I get to my new place. But the audio, like the noise, if the music's too loud or too quiet, you can hear like everything. You can hear like my heating system. It's stupid. I'll figure it out, man. Thanks for the threes. We'll look at American Airlines in a little bit. So. Right, there's always an edge, but just not on Bitcoin right now. But we know what to look for, and it may be at 28, 30K again, right? Where we show seller exhaustion. Now, one thing that's interesting, and I've talked to patrons about this today.
So in a perfect world, you would love to see Bitcoin sell off to give us an edge.
In a perfect world, I would. Thank you. D-Trust, board joining. In a perfect world, Bitcoin insta $10 million, right? But in a world that's reality, right? It's not about. In a perfect world, yeah, but TA doesn't even matter, right? Because everything's utopian. But like in the real world, yeah, I would be looking for in this world. I'd love to be looking for an edge for a swing trader, right? To take a long or short, right? But you don't have that, and what makes me reluctant to think the actual major top is in is because of the daily and history. This might be a good time to go into that, right? So let's go to the other exchange where I've got some work done here. Not much. Bitfinex. Okay, so you got your like parabolic run going. You're well off like maybe a demand line of it, right? No problem there. You're now not overbought anymore. You're at like 58, so you've reset the RSI hardcore on the weekly pretty fast. And let's turn on the moving averages. What have you done? You've just recently tested the 20 simple moving average, 20-day simple moving average. Right? Let me show you. It's right here. Oops. Turn off the Gaussian. Alright, so the red line is the 200-day moving average. The purple line is the 50. The yellow is the 20. And so well above all of them. But we've just yesterday tested that 20 as support. Not showing at all any sort of buyer exhaustion. Like, there is none, okay, at all. It's just I think the oscillator's getting reset. Weekly is nuclear on the RSI, so that's going to continue to reset. But let's go back in history at the last bull cycle and look at the correlation of moving averages and divergence, bearish divergence in the uptrend, okay? Here we are. So here was a nice run, 27, this is January? Hold on a sec. So many different times, man, God, because the price goes so insane. Alright, so let's just, we could start maybe in late 2017. So, like, just look here, man. You're already in the uptrend. We're already in the uptrend on Bitcoin. Okay, a high. You sell off violently, and you come back to the moving averages. So it's always possible, Bitcoin does that. I don't think we had anything like this, any kind of crazy run where you went from 789 to 1175 in a very short period of time. What percentage gain was that? Yeah, 50% in 16 days. I guess we've done crap like that, whatever. But I'm trying to, again, make a point here. So eventually a high, and then the higher high, bearish divergence, correction happens. We keep going. Now, let me show you here. So you hit a high on price. Look where we are, above the 20 moving average. We went and tested it, and then at the 20 moving average, we rallied. Okay? And at that point, we were showing some real bearish divergence. All right, bearish divergence in the RSI. So the bounce, the attempted rally, and then the dump, and then we came to test the 50 moving average, and then we actually even fell below the 50 for a while, which was kind of scary, I guess, if you were looking at it like that. And then here we go. Look, all right, we get back above the 20 moving average, 50 moving average, where you always want to be. Like the 50 and the 20 is like the equilibrium of your price action. If you're in an uptrend, it's always acceptable for the price to get above it and then to back test it as support, and even sometimes fall below it, but not for long, right? As long as you're above the 200, man, that's everything's good. So look what happened. You know, big run. You then sold off. And what happened on that sell off? You know, from 4,400 down to like 3,500, 20+% sell off, right, in a very short period of time. Look what happened. You hit the 20 moving average, and then you attempted a rally to the upside. Okay, and what happened? You had bearish divergence right there on the RSI. You even had it on the MACD. I mean, it was kind of tough on this one, but the RSI really set you free there. Okay, and then what happened? You dumped and you fell below the moving average for a while, and then you got back above them, which, remember, we're so far away from the 50 right now. It's crazy. All right, so we get another one. Yeah, here's another one, right? Another situation where you got above the 20, and then you got away from it, then you tested it, right? October 2017. All right, this level of positive Momo, and then you ran up, got really far away from it on an attempted rally, a high, higher high, and then what happened, man? You had bearish divergence on the MACD histogram. Pretty clear and concise before the dump, to where you then eventually back tested the 20, you fell through the 20 and then tested the 50 before you went to higher levels. So it's like in the last cycle in 2017, you're normally getting the run, you're selling off, you're back testing the 20, maybe even the 50, and then you're running again before you have a much more major pullback. So like, if you know history repeats itself in any way in the bull cycle, you'd think right now where we are, there would be possibly a big attempted rally here by Bitcoin, okay, that could take you to 45, 50K. And then at that point, what happens? Right, at that point, when we get the attempted rally, this is deep enough of a retrace, and it could keep going. Deep enough of a retrace to say, all right, it's discernible, we can see it. You're now red, right, on the momentum. You've reached the oscillator, and so this is where, at some point, when we see a 4-hour edge, we're looking for that, waiting for it. It could be at 28K, could be 30K. The seller exhaustion on the 4-hour, and we say, okay, that might be the signal for the daily to reverse again to the upside. And then we would get something like this, you know, whatever it is, whether it's we bounce here or a little bit lower, or we even go and test the 50 moving average, right? You think eventually, okay, you bounce and you run one more time, get a slightly higher high or a lot higher high, and then you know what your oscillators do, right? Negative Momo, all right, not much of it, and then you run again, right? And then you get, right? That's what you're looking for. So we don't have any buyer exhaustion on a daily time scale, and I think in a major uptrend, that is exactly what you're looking for. You're always, I mean, the 4-hour bearish divergence, look how well it played out, you know, this time. But a lot of times it doesn't work out that well. It doesn't play out that well. And so you're always looking for the daily. You got to defer to the daily and uptrends for bearish stuff. And we don't have bearish stuff besides the oscillators just resetting right now. So that is where, you know, a more, you know, if we get this on the daily, right, and do the same thing here, or looking like that, you know, on both oscillators, then that means, okay, that's how we would eventually sell off to go test the 50 moving average or maybe lower before we go to higher prices, okay?
Have you back tested 18, 19, 21, 22, etc.?
Have I back tested 18, 19, 21, 22? What do you mean? Are you talking about Bitcoin itself or what? I don't really know, man. So again, like, we'll be waiting. All right, so this is like a theory, you know, it's just kind of outside the box thinking. It's better than just, hey, let's look at the coin market cap and just talk. or we're always looking for an edge. This is how you get edges. So we'll be waiting for the 4 hour to develop a nice edge for us to where we begin a pivot and an attempted rally on the daily. So we just don't know quite yet, but this is what we'll always be looking for, okay? And it would be history repeating itself from the last cycle, right? We're just finally initially testing that 20-day moving average for the first time since freaking, guess what, man? December 12th. Wow.
The optimal I make Bitcoin, is it 20?
Optimal, I mean, you want all three. You don't just want one, you want three. Okay, well, I did the 200, the 50, and the 20 simple moving averages, okay, when I do use them or look at them. So, and the thing is, if you fall below the 20, most of the time you think, okay, the 50's next, right? Especially in no man's land where we got no support resistance looking left. I mean, right now the 50 moving average is around 24,500, but if this keeps going sideways or attempts a rally, moving average is going to slowly keep going up to higher levels. But you know, again, when we're talking about moving averages, which I don't really use that much for, especially for my swing trading, it's good for trend analysis on days like this when it's not really too much going on with Bitcoin, where I can't be like, hey, dude, it's time to buy. It could be time to buy or sell, right? In between the 20 and the 50 moving average in an uptrend is what would be considered the equilibrium zone for your prices. So anything above the 50 is safe. You fall below the 50, you could be starting to say, all right, man, we could be in trouble, and we might be going to test the 200 soon, which is not good. But as long as you're within the 50 and the 20, the trend's pretty safe. It's in pretty good shape. And then you would just talk about support resistance looking left, you know, combine that with what I'm talking about, the moving averages. So this is still extremely fine, right? I mean, what's the previous major discernible swing low on Bitcoin? Dude, it's like $18,000. So if you went down and tested 25K, pivoted and made a higher low and then started a rally, then you're still in a very bullish uptrend, like undeniably. So people are just forgetting how fast this asset rallied. You know, when it doubled up in such a short period of time, you know, like from December 16th to January 8th, right? Less than 1 month, 100% appreciation in value is insane. That is crazy. So who cares if it goes down to 25K and pulls back? You know, it's like, it's still completely fine technically, even though if you own Bitcoin, you just don't have as much money, you know, it's still fine. Trend's still very much intact. So anyway, you get what I'm saying. It's all right, dude. We'll be waiting. Oh, there's a little 4 hour bearish crossover, which I don't really look at too much, but we haven't had a bearish crossover on Bitcoin on the 4 hour and the 50 and 20 in a while. God. That last one we got was like December 7th, November 26th. It's been a minute. So, you know, you're now below the less significant moving averages. We haven't tested the 200 moving average since well, the trade set up, right? Down here December 11th. So that is not too far away at 27,000. Makes sense on the daily, right? Trend doesn't reverse, though. It doesn't mean the selling's done. The bullish long-term trend is still very much intact, not even close to being threatened. As I just told you, the discernible previous swing low is 18,000. So as long as you... Yeah, I mean, it's like everyone can see it. It's so clear here where you make a low or a high, excuse me, the higher high, then you sell off, and then you make a lower high than the previous high. That's momentum shifting stuff. But very bullish conditions. As you just said, what if like X, A, B, C is going on where we make a slightly lower low and we go to 28,600 or, you know, down here to the previous 4 hour high. I've already done the analysis already. Like right where it comes down, okay, it makes a lower low near a support, and then it shows the seller exhaustion down here, and that's the buying signal for a swing trader. That could happen. But like, you know, if someone's like, hey man, it's a head and shoulders, If it does that, then how is it head and shoulders? You know, if it breaks the neckline, which would be, I guess, from this low and this low, the collars of the neckline. Okay, it breaks the neckline, and everyone's like, "Oh man, all in short, dude, it's over." And then it just barely barely sells off below the neckline, pivots at a support, shows seller exhaustion. How could one be bearish then? How could one be like, "Oh, how could this pattern play out if when it breaks whatever little neckline is being created here, if sellers are exhausted right below it? It wouldn't play out. It would pivot and go to higher prices. We're in an uptrend." Okay, so you can call it head and shoulders all you want, but again, when we're talking about major trend reversals or major just much deeper pullbacks, we're always looking on the daily for sellers to be exhausted, and they are not exhausted by any means. You're just getting a reset on the oscillators. Okay. So again, 32 minutes till your daily close. We're spending a little time on Bitcoin today just because it was interesting stuff, and bearish engulfing candle if you don't change the tune. And it's bearish engulfing candle after back testing 35K as resistance, confirming its resistance if you don't do something different soon. If you don't reverse. What's up, Jeff R? So I think people are just freaking out because it's a lot of people that bought really high and supplied the liquidity for the people that took profit up here. But yeah, you can't say the bearish divergence didn't play out well. Isn't it cool? Like, all right, the highest high, add a psychological resistance, bearish divergence, okay, TA respected on the 4 hour, and now it's like hidden bullish divergence. All right, well, kind of TA respected on the attempted rally. Now you're selling off again, and now, like, what happens if we get the double bottom or the lower low here locally, and you see bullish divergence? Will the TA be respected there? TA has been respected so effing much on Bitcoin's oscillators, and if you're a patron or even following the stream or anything like that, you know how well it's been freaking respected. It's been gorgeous, dude. All right. So yeah, could be heading down to test 30K again. I hope not. I mean, I never want it to happen, but again, like, without something implying a reason for it to be going to the upside right now, I can't say it, Bitcoin's down like 6% right now, $2,100. All right. So what does that mean for altcoins? Bad for them too, right? Terrible, right? It's the same kind of situation. The oscillators are identical. It attempted its rally. It didn't have an edge. It didn't even say hidden bullish divergence. This was just like nothing. Like, you do nothing with Ethereum until it presents an edge again, and there is none. So that's why it's like good to be in other markets, looking at stocks and other assets, right, that are presenting an edge, like Medallia and ADT. So bearish engulfing candle for Ethereum 2, and reversing right after you hit that 88% retrace at 1286. You go to the daily, you look at it. Right, deep retraces or reversals can occur. It happened, and so 980 was tested as support, and it looks like you'll probably be testing it again soon. February 2018 high. If you don't hold that, then you could very well see $820. What's up, Enrique? Felix, thank you, dude, for the $5 super chat. All right, there are days to be excited and to be like, oh my god, I can't believe it, there's impending price action reversal to the upside right now on Bitcoin. There's just not. And or on the altcoins, really, not really. Like, you get, oh wow, congratulations for Zcash being up 10.5% today. That's great, man. That's awesome. We knew once Zcash broke above $78 on the weekly for real with confirmation, it could be really good. So Cardano's up 2.7%. Mostly everything else is down though on the day. XLM's up 1.4%. Yeah, it's not a good day for crypto at all. Kind of meh. And it's just that we finally put in a short-term top. As you can see, past 3 days haven't been that great. And, right, you're just resetting, right? You were freaking 88 on the RSI on the daily. You had to reset, so you're at 60 now. You're still in bullish territory. It might go back to the equilibrium level at 50. What's up, Mama, dude? Thanks for the 5 Canadian super chat. Sure, dude. Sure. All right, so that's Ethereum, Litecoin, same thing, right? I mean, it hit a 1272 fib extension, which was also lined up with a critical resistance, right? The 1272 from that high from June 2019 to the lowest point, COVID crash, right? That was it, man. That's strong when you have a historic ice line, potential reversal area, along with confluent with a 1272 from a previous high to low. So that was good there. You kind of were showing, I guess, in the end, unlike Bitcoin, a little bit of class C bearish divergence. It really was technically bullish convergence, but it was just stagnation and relative strength where you topped out, you sold off, and then you ran to much higher highs and you had about the exact same levels of relative strength. Doesn't imply a reversal of the downside, but if you see stagnation in momentum or relative strength at a 1272 potential reversal area, critical thinking there. You think it could very well reverse.
Discussion this morning, alerting us to your thoughts and telling us to watch the stream for further BTC discussion and charts only. Cheers.
What's up, Farmer Sue? Thank you for the 10 super chat, and glad you're getting something out of it. Yeah, I mean, it's like, hey, if crypto is showing trade setups like it has been for the past months, instead of me talking about that, I'd be posting trade setups. But you can't. No one's gonna be like, okay, you have to post trade setups. It's like, I'll post them when it's appropriate to, but for now, again, I think there's far more data that needs to happen. I think Bitcoin doubling up in like less than a month is extreme, and buying at levels like that without an edge is just stupid. Okay, hey, that's why you have a hold account. Okay, a hold account where you don't worry about it. It goes up 100%, 200%, it goes down 50%, whatever. It doesn't matter. You own it. Okay, but if we're talking about your trading portfolio, I'm sorry, did ZRX and Maker, did those not play out? I mean, those did well, hit profit taking levels. It obviously exceeded Makers. I mean, it went 2K off that entry, but again, man, it's like Bitcoin, when it dumped, it was like an ice age. It wiped the slate clean for this entire market. So now, all right, when the ice age happens, you gotta give it more time. You gotta give it time for the same things we look for to develop again.
Congrats on the new acquisition, Mitch. Thanks to Patreon, I'm stress-free and in green regardless of the current conditions. Currently waiting to pounce on the next edges with the profits taken over the last several months.
Wow, Leon, thank you for the 10. Are you related to David Weiss? Trade's About to Happen. Fantastic book if you're wanting to learn more about Wyckoff. Trade's About to Happen by David Weiss, Leon's brother, I guess. Thanks, dude. So what do you do in these situations? Man, nothing. You don't do anything after that. I mean, you don't take longs here. It'd be random.
A chart of privy in the Discord Patreon. Can you see if it's corrected or do a TA? Thanks.
So J Mike, thanks for the 10. Yeah, we can do it. All right, so we looked at the bigger three. 1, 2, 3. Guess we can start going to these requests now before I get too far behind. 25 minutes till daily close. Bitcoin is in the midst of painting a bearish engulfing candle on the 4-hour after back testing $35,000 as a resistance. So the confirmation is happening. Market participants are confirming at this time. It seems like that 35K is a resistance, and we could go and test 31K to 30K again for maybe an XABC, right? Premature harmonic dragon stuff. See, okay, American Airlines, that's right. Under $9 billion total market cap, Guh. Yeah, I mean, it looks great, dude. It actually looks pretty interesting. American Airlines. Now it's doing things, though, already, like, so much on this chart. You just gotta bear with me here, okay? Yeah, I'm really digging it. I like it, what it's doing on the daily. Hidden bullish divergence is extreme right now. Yep, that's what you said. You said hidden bullish divergence on the MACD daily. Also bullish divergence on the 4-hour and a golden cross on the daily. Whoa. Whoa, dude. He's talking about a golden cross, chat. We're talking about moving average today. Right here. Yeah, you had a golden cross that occurred on the 8th. And, you know, you get it's a lagging indicator, so it happened and then you pull back. But look where you are. You're above the 50-day moving average. You're making consecutive higher lows, accumulation. What he's talking about right here, American Airlines. Impending price action, continuation to the upside being implied on at least one oscillator on the daily. Nice. Golden crosses are great, man. When was the last time we had a real golden cross? Death cross. Look at that death cross, dude. So look what could happen, you know, in situations like you golden cross. You can have big runs, taking to much higher levels. So that could happen again on American Airlines. You know, with these, I was saying those were targets maybe if it was going to keep running. 1822. So big deal though, looking left, right? Yeah, I mean, like, if you're trying to hold on to this low from September 23rd, I think if you can get above that high and the 1650 high, I think you got a real good chance of seeing $20. And above $20, I think you would very well be able to see $25. So yeah, let's look at the weekly. This is why I like the weekly. Look at this, man. All right, just think about it. This is absolutely incredible here. This is a huge harmonic, man. Let's just mess around. I've never done this on American Airlines. Oh my God, it's like a Gartley. What? Oh no, sorry, it's like a cipher. Dude, this is X marks the spot. All right, that's it. This is a pattern completion zone. I'm talking one that is huge. A decade, 11-year large harmonic, XABCD, and you're at the PCZ of this decade large large pattern. And so guess what? I mean, target eventually, I would think, is $31. I bet really, I mean, $56. I don't know if it's going to get back up there, but this is great, man. This is value. Okay, these are value areas for longs. And I'm talking, this could, since the weekly, this could take months, if not even a year or two, to play out all the way. So not bad, dude. American Airlines, weekly, colossal sized harmonic, daily hidden bullish divergence, 4-hour divergence, bullish golden cross. Sorry, it's a golden cross on the daily. Very good. Argument is pretty decent here. Pretty decent argument, man. And where you are isn't really too much resistance on the weekly. It's not that big a deal. The fact that you got back above this, I think the big deal was like $12, man. That's a lot of chop. Back there above that, I think in time, yep, give it months, maybe even a year, but I think much higher prices are being implied on American Airlines. Let's go, dude. Bruh. I don't know, my music's too quiet or something. It's okay, it's a terrible song anyway. It's so weird though. Can I hear it now, at least, maybe? Dang, man. American Airline. Just something one could hold in their, stock portfolio and just let it sit there. But what's been another asset? Same situation. My God, man. Let me show you here. Before we go to the next one. This is kind of an extremely relevant situation here. This is extremely incredible, dude. Let me tell you what's happened today. All right, this has never happened really. This is huge, so huge that we have to say, Tom, oh my God, sorry, wrong button. Tom, I'm standing outside of the Ford Motor Company chart, where a very similar structure has been painted, but we had identified this like 8 months ago. Yes, 8 months ago, this pattern was identified. If you were a patron, you remember. But look what's happened really today. A supply line of a multi-year downtrend that goes back to 2014 has been broken on Ford today and never before. Never before. And what happened at 883? 883 chat, a major low from July of 2012. You broke it November 23rd, the week of November 23rd, and then look what happened. Just last week, a bullish pin bar gave us an engulfing candle pin bar reversal and now look at the fall of the price action. And what has just happened this week? Pretty much today. Ford is back above the 200-week moving average for the first time since November of 2015. This is huge, dude. This is not a joke on Ford, the things that are occurring. But hey, man, we kind of knew what was going on. We've been looking at this on the monthly, and the monthly was to Jesus, man. Unbelievable. So perfect. This is why I love charts. Why I love TA. We looked at the monthly, the volume signature at the pattern completion zone of the bullish Gartley pattern. As you can see, at the PCZ was also an ice line going all the way back to 1991. So you sprung above that ice line, April 2009, and you finally back tested the spring a decade later. And what happened there? High volume signature PCZ, you reversed. And again, that downsloping resistance has been broken today for the first time. And you're working on a bullish engulfing candle. My God. So what was the narrative of Ford? Gartley, why would it play out? EV, electric vehicles, duh. And that's happening. That's literally occurring. Show me the charts, I'll show you the news. Traders Club. Hey, man, nice name. Thanks so much for joining the Patreon, dude. Welcome. If you're new, please be sure to sync with the Patreon, the Discord. Let's go, dude. Thank you, man. Very good. Oh, y'all gotta hear this. So, we know we all love the 8s here, right? I'll tell you this. We are 6 patrons away from 888 patrons. Unbelievable, man. I have no idea why it's so effing quiet. There's nothing I can do. Like, what can I even do to make that louder? It's the browser. It's the browser mixer. And it's up as high as it can be. Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe it's part of the OBS. Maybe it'll be louder now. All right, we'll see. But hey, guess what the target is on Ford? Not even a joke. You're gonna think it's a joke, but I'll talk to you when you're older in life. We'll see it $16 eventually on Ford. Okay, that is where traders set it up on the monthly in 2003. That's obviously the top of the range. You have the bottom. Now you have the top. I'll see you there in time. Too loud now? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Huh? What are you talking about, Manimal? I saw his patron. Oh, what? Did you join today? I didn't see the email. I didn't get alerted. Man, I thought you'd been here, man. No, I didn't see you join. Christopher N joined the Patreon this morning. Sorry, man. Manimal, when did you join? Let me know. Dude, Ford stock. Get it out of here, man. I need an edge on Bitcoin now or unsub. So, what happened on Ford could happen and probably will happen on American Airlines. We're $31 in time. All right? Not a joke. Extreme developments on Ford. 200-week moving average. Supply line broken. Top performer on the S&P 500 today, or second top, and then GM was did a little bit better. But GM, the reason they're up, and I think maybe because Ford and Tesla just got indirect effect from GM, they're rolling out an entire fleet, a new fleet of electric commercial vehicles that will, be delivering goods and services, right? So that's huge for them. And that's the narrative, man. That's why these are going to recover. And why is Nokia going to recover? 5G is the narrative of its major harmonic pattern that it did reverse at. And I think in time we'll see much higher prices. Nokia. What's up, David?
Mitch, your Uber analysis was spot on. Can you check out AMC? I think there's accumulation occurring looking at volume and has strong bullish divergence on the daily and weekly. Also,
Tell me what-
triple bottom.
Tell me what narrative is going to make America or AMC recover. Who psychologically, everyone's screwed. The media has made it. No, people are just going to be scared for years now, probably. So I just don't see it. I mean, I get electric vehicles, I get 5G, I get, new technology and stuff, but AMC, it's movie theaters. People go there, people are around each other. People already had problems with it before COVID, with the outrageous price gouging on all the popcorn and food and drinks and stuff, the obnoxious children running around, screaming, people talking, looking at their cell phones during the movie, right? I mean, that I don't know how that recovers, that industry. But what I think would happen is it would go to like, hey, you had macro breweries like Anheuser-Busch and Coors and stuff like that. Well, all this, what was the diffusion of that industry? Microbreweries. Okay. So what would happen? Maybe you get like smaller mom and pops that open up for movies, right? That, people, like less people in the theater, higher quality, right? I don't know, man. What's up, Bob Lazarian?
It's Turbo Man. Mitch, need to hear you're more upbeat. Recently got pay-in, looking FWD2 annual. It's turbo time. No TA, want her thoughts on Nexo usage case. 8 to 10% a buy-in for us incentive enough. Respect to TA.
I mean, in another year, 8 to 10 APY, 8 to 10% APY is unbelievable. It's incredible. It's like, of course, super safe. I just don't know about Nexo. Use case, I don't really know anything about it. I haven't researched it, done any due diligence. I'm sure there are people in the chat, though, that would love to answer and talk about Nexo. Y'all got any opinions there on Nexo, dude? Sweet. Thanks, dude. Turbo Man. And, hey, if you join the Patreon, annual Patreon, dude, I'll be freaking out when it happens. I'll be alerted, too, immediately. So, thanks, dude. So the next one was, we'll look at AMC though. Looks like you tipped that twice, dude. Next one was Laser. I remember looking at that before. It was a wedge a long time ago on it. I'm scanning. Oh man. What a run. See, this is one of those situations where it's very neutral. This is not what we're looking for, right? Hey, we're looking for something like Ford, right? But maybe on less significant time scales in the monthly and weekly.
Is it full retard mode to go ATH on BSDO for the patient man that is? Also Golden Cross on the weekly. Hi. Crazy chart going back to 1993 that seems to be starting to pop a bit. Can we check out still? Thanks, man.
Yes. Sure, dude. Thanks, man. Wayne Batson. Thanks, David. Never go full R mode, dude. A little late on VSTO, man. The Vista Outdoors, man. That we've been talking about that for months, and it's not new that they're over $1 billion back ordered on ammunition sales. So, but yeah, I think it's going to go higher. It broke resistance, and it's very well above the resistance, and there's not much resistance above you, right? So I don't know this, man. Like it looked like it started developing. Now you're going sideways. It's not a very clear edge. Maybe bearish or hidden bullish divergence could be developing. Not really. No, never mind. It's not. It's not developing. We're looking for assets at value areas with an edge, with classic bullish divergence after a big run like that. Now it's like the argument is price contraction. What's up, R1? Thanks, dude. Well, there you go, dude. Oh, we didn't even talk about it. Roll Tide, by the way. Alabama. National title, number 18. Heisman trophies. All the trophies, man. Best team, arguably ever. So, you know, like after a run like that, pretty simple here. I guess you're range bound. If you're in a range, you're the dead middle of the range. Flip a coin. It could see $23 first, or it could run up to see $46.69. Okay. Nothing's really sticking out to me as great right now on laser. I'm not sure. I don't think there. I mean, there could be divergence on the daily eventually, if it actually pivots.
21 weekly EMA. I think it's at 18-19K right now, so it's really hard to imagine going that low.
So Charizard, thanks, man. Yeah, kind of interesting, I guess, on the 4 hour. Yeah. Yeah, kind of interesting. Right, a low. It's bullish convergence though. It's not. I'm really well. Yeah, I guess RSI would be. Yeah, a little bit of hidden bullish divergence. So maybe there's an edge saying laser would go up next. Sure. But you know, we're always looking for the low point, right? We always want the lowest risk. It's because it's easy to manage risk here. Very easy to manage risk. Okay. It's all right, man. It's not like amazing. Give me a sec, dude. The next request was AMC, and that I think Probes liked or something like that. I was like, I don't know, man. I just don't. It's at an ice line, man. It's at a critical support here, isn't it? At the critical support. Wow. Wow. Daily's kind of interesting. Right, like you got bullish divergence on the oscillators. You just went positive on momentum, like Bitcoin just went negative, right? Look at that first level of positive Momo since December 10th. Clearly from, like, I guess one low to the next low. Okay, lower levels. So, I think the target, if it was to actually bounce here and rally, could very well be $4, $3.95. So yeah, this is easy to manage your risk here, but the problem is when someone's like going long here, it's like you understand historically it only makes lower highs, lower lows.
63% more today. Is it going to keep running or time to cash in?
I don't know, dude. Thanks, man. So a low and then the lower low, that is like a double bottom. And X, A, B, C. Isn't this exactly what we want to see on Bitcoin on the 4 hour before we say anything? That's exactly what I was trying to talk about earlier. So, I mean, as long as you stay above 193 and this divergence actually develops and matures, I think it could run up to $4 if that happens, man. So it's like bullish shark stuff too, but never quite hit that 113% retrace, which is like at probably 150 or something. So, like, this is normally what we want to see in major uptrends, right? Like, we want to see this kind of price action correlation on an asset that all it's been doing for a decade is making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Unfortunately, AMC is the opposite. It's like we're counter trend trading here. So yeah, maybe it is going to bounce here in reverse, but when it goes to $4, it just makes a lower high than the previous high and then dumps again. Or it's so bearish of a trend that it underperforms, only gets about halfway there and just dumps randomly and goes back down to 193. So yeah, easy to size up risk, but you're counter trend trading, and we always want to be trading with the trend, right? If we're looking for longs, we want the chart we're looking at to always be making higher highs, higher lows historically, right? The context. All right. There you go, David, man. Thank you, dude. Isn't that, do you mean LAC, not LCA? Because I don't see LCA, but isn't a SPAC LAC? Lithium Americas Corporation? think so. Pretty wild. So, all right. Great example on this one. LAC. We're going to look at LAC instead of LCA or whatever it was.
And now with SCR stock on the TSX Canada is approving sports betting and they have earnings.
Sure. Thanks, dude. So look, man, right? The situation, it's all hindsight now, but this is education, man. This is for you to learn. This is so you can apply this to assets in the here and now. So AMC, major crappy downtrend, showing a decent edge at a low point, but unfortunately that is your all-time low. Well, you look at this asset, LAC, that was in an uptrend, right? Long-term uptrend, pretty much. It was kind of no trend for a long time, but you could obviously see what it was doing, higher lows, whatever. But look, from that low point, from October 29th, it rallied, just like AMC did, and then it dumped again. And what did it do? Correlated price action at that support. And here you go, man. From a low to the next clearly discernible swing low area, right? Sellers were exhausted in the uptrend. You pulled back though. Okay, X, A, B, C.
It's golden nugget now.
C, man, right? And then the dragon, the stuff we're looking for, the supply line. Look, you broke it. When you broke the supply line, look where it went off that divergence. Look at the fall through price action you got. And just remember, because I mean, it was like that big green candle there was your first level of positive momentum since December 3rd, whatever. And look how much more momentum you got after the supply line was broken, after the bullish divergence began to play out. You went insane, man. You're now at XABC. You know, you're definitely at some sort of high to low fib extension up there, right? So pretty cool to look at AMC in very bearish conditions, a very bearish trend, showing almost the same thing that LAC did right before it went to moon. So we're always looking for those same things, okay? We got less than 2 minutes until your daily candle close, so is your local on the 8s, of course. Oh my god, man. Hey, it looks like we're not bearishly engulfing now. Bulls saving the day. Yeah. For now. Holding okay. Holding on, man. Hey, the negative Momo is waning a little bit more. Good, keep it up. All right, so here's the other scenario where we're looking for another sell-off so we get the edge. If this continues on, the hidden bullish average continues and we hold up, you could continue this attempted rally for a little bit longer, right? To make a 62% retrace before selling off again, right? My God, I don't think so on those, man. Those things had an edge way back, and it's over now. Those things are like Bitcoin. They went nuts. So 10 seconds and we don't have a bearish engulfing candle. Let's go, dude. Hey, lucky. Thank you so much for joining the Patreon at the exact same time as the daily candle close, so we get double Jesus chimes. Wow, super holy, man. So holy that there are now Jesus beams on screen. Wow. Nice, man. No bearish engulfing candle. That was canceled. Still could sell off. Still below 35K. So anything below 35K, you think maybe 30K again. Psychological. Not very strong edge right now in Bitcoin. The next one was PCRFI. Why? Panasonic, wow. It's gone, dude. Literally gone. Maybe we can get some education out of it then, right? If like people request things and there's not much of a, you know, anything we can do about it, we try to look back and see what it did before it went to mint. How well did it respect the TA, you know? All right, so Bitcoin, you got to get back above 35K if you want to continue this attempted rally. Watch this, Panasonic, man. What a run, dude. What a joke. But look what it did before. Look what was going on. So look at it, man. It's like X, A, B, C, D stuff, right? I mean, bottom of a range. Gotta love that this low and this low are higher than this low from 2012. That's really good. Obviously, low, lowest low, now higher lows, right?
For educational purposes, can we take a look at OTC, Harborside Health? They sell more legal wacky tobacco than anyone else on the planet.
Sure did. Thank you, Green. Third eye. So, Mad Ice Lines, man. This is where we're looking for things, right? Gotta love you. You sprung. You still were crapping around, but eventually you sprung again. And look at the back tests of that low. Held as support. Once you got above this low, it was like the zone between 715, 17, or 750. Look at this, man. Look how it was like, oh, it was a head and shoulders, dude. And it failed, right? The head and shoulders. Let me show you. This is what can happen, man. Like you get like a neckline right here. Oh my god. And anytime you get maybe a breakout or something on the head and shoulders pattern, but look, if you ever get back above that neckline, you better will be wanting to possibly get the heck out, because look what can happen. It runs up and where'd it go? The whole run. So what a fake out for whoever was looking at this back in September. Goodness. So, what do I do with an asset that has just run like this? And it is now definitely showing some really strong potential bearish divergence. It's overbought too. So if this keeps stalling out around these levels, a reversal is implied to the downside. Pullback. That's all I can tell you. That's kind of what's going on, man. A high, then the higher high. While being overbought. Now the resistance... Next big resistance is like all over the place, man. The next big one's 13.11. You might get there beforehand, but just know it's had a really good run. It since October 14th, the thing's up 55%. I'd say that's pretty good in stock terms. Not crypto, I guess, right? Okay, cool. General Mills obliterated, and this is what happens, Larry. All right, this is exactly what happens. Definitely look like a head and shoulders, some sort, right? There's just a support at 58.75. I haven't looked at this in a while. Like a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder kind of just distribution. Look, you could never capture. That's what's going on, man. You always got to look at that, right? Like you make a high, you make lower highs, lower highs. That is distribution going on. There was classic distribution going on and a base of buying here. And once it really broke, what a dump. And it could very well eventually see $50 again. Pretty nasty dump, man. Down 2%, but what is it? Well, in the past 4 days, General Mills is down about 8%. Nasty, dude. Bitcoin's selling off 33,500. You're going to go up and down, man. I think if anything, Bitcoin in the short term is in an XABC pattern, and the C is being created right now, maybe, but we could still be in the process of making B, because it could pivot, make a higher low, and go again before dumping more. So it's gonna chop, man. A lot of chop gonna be happening, Bitcoin. So wow, not good, man. Not good for General Mills. Yeah, 50 bucks in time. But like, what if we measured here, you know? What if you just measured from that breakout point? From that range? You're getting there, man. Like, yeah, take you down to like 5120, 5126. I got it. That makes sense, dude. See here. Oh wow, we gotta have Jesus challenge real quick. Okay, just give me a second. Boy, target on Vista is 37 bucks, 37.70. Sorry. But this has been talked about. Jesus chimes, because we've just 43,000 YouTube subs. So we just hit, every 1,000 subs to me is like a milestone. So thank you so much, everyone's effort for getting us over the goal line. Another 1,000 mark, 43K on YouTube. Thanks a bunch. Sorry, kind of tired today. Dang, man. Already like 43,040 subs, so.
So, an orc walks into a bar with a parrot on his shoulder. The bartender says, "Hey, where'd you get that?" The parrot says, "Duratar. They've got them all over the place."
What's up, Thrall? Thanks so much for the 4 strength, 4 stam leather belt. Trying to get the joke though. Orc walks into a bar, okay, with a parrot on his shoulder. Bartender says, "Hey, where'd you get that?" Parrot says, "Duratar." Oh, okay, because it's the parrot talking, and then it's an orc from Duratar. Oh my god, man. Very good. Thank you, Thrall. Took me a minute. What's up, Harrison Reed? Yeah, dude. Sure. Look at it all. Trying to look at all of them, alright? A lot of requests, man. So again, there is no support resistance here, and there isn't even at 3770, excuse me. That's the gap fill. That's been the target. That has been the target on VSTO if you ever broke above 25 bucks. So I think that this could go substantially higher. They can get FOMO, it can get crazy. And they got the fundamentals to back it up with what's going on with back orders. Okay? And really what? I mean, come on. Cup with handle stuff, dude. Cup with handle stuff. I'm just being conservative here. I mean, size of that cup with handle stuff. Even if it already broke out, you know, like whatever. I mean, just look, dude. Look at that. I mean, 34.25 size of the breakout, you know. That's it, man. 37.70 is kind of what I think would be the target on VSTO. Obviously not a good area right now, but like, I'm sorry. I was talking about VSTO, and I actually used the comparison to VeChain back after it broke that range, and then for 2-3 weeks it back tested as support with accumulation, unbelievably good. And look at it now, man. Ursula, oh my God! Let's go, Ursula.
Congrats on number 18, brother. Nice start to 2021. However, I must warn you that the Spurberry State Trooper Department of
Spurberry
led by Dad, Rod Farva, is looking into your recruiting practices. Damn Bama punk.
Gosh dang, Bama punks! Thank you, Ursula. Well, please put in a good word with Grady. Okay, what's the name? Grady? Sheriff Grady or something? Thank you, man. Wow. What a big one, dude. What a game. How about Devontae just... He was unbeatable. Like, that game just pretty much showed, like, hey, yeah, he's Heisman. He was the best receiver there ever was. Like, kind of hard to argue with that in college football. Like, Desmond Howard wasn't even near as good as Devontae and what he did. I mean, like, you got like the best athletes running, chasing Devontae, and he just outruns all of them like it's a joke. Like, he like runs circles around them. He like literally loops around, and you got 3 defenders trying to pursue him. And he just outruns them. Like, it's ridiculous. So, thank you, dude. Hope you enjoyed the game. I did. Cloud 9, dude. Whew. Let's get a big for Ursula. Let's see here. Gosh, so many requests. Fuel cell energy. Sounds moonish.
Can
Oh,
we
yeah.
revisit Tuber? It broke out of consolidation today. Thanks.
We can try, man. We can try to revisit it. Just the requests keep compiling, right? So it's like the more requests I get, yeah, it's not gonna be easy, man. So I'll try. Oh, dude, this asset is out of this world, dude. FCL. I mean, dude, it's like crypto. It was up 21% today. Okay, it broke like a low from February 2017. Look, a low from March 2017. Congestion 2018. A low from August 2017. Once it broke that little congestion area, where can it go? Where does it go? Well, we just talked about Vista filling a gap, right? Well, guess what? Now, fuel cell energy filling a gap. $20, $19.94. It's up after hours, right? It's up, my God, pretty well. When is it up? Let's see. Percentage-wise, after hours, it's up 3.41%. All right, so the gap fill pretty much going to be filled by tomorrow. And then above that, you would think, man, there's just 23.72 is the next target, really. I mean, historical context, between $16 and $23 to $26 is a kind of straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. Only time that you didn't really go straight up again was like in 2017. So straight up, kind of straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. So, I mean, yeah, where you are, like after you fill the gap, I mean, you could still see higher prices, which is absurd. It's so FOMO-y, though. This is stuff you just don't want anything to do with. Like you don't be like, I'm going to buy it tomorrow after it's up 20% a day. But, man, like, there was like accumulation, lots and lots of accumulation here, right? Higher lows. Look how it started, man. All right, this is hindsight, but what do you want from me? When you request an asset that does that, how can you even get upset with me for looking back in time at how it all started, right? Or TA could have been respected and looked at, right? Look at this beautiful inverse head and shoulders that was painted by the Bob Rossies of this market, okay? Look at this. It was perfect. Literally perfect, man. So yeah, guess what it did? It exceeded obviously the measured move of this pattern and just went all the way to heaven itself. All right, so you got to be looking at assets like this, right? Well, like that, right? That low, you fell below it, and then look, you rallied, and then you back tested it, whereas one support became support again. Bullish convergence and the oscillators. All right, man. So nice one at FCL, FCEL. Sorry. So we're hanging on. Bitcoin's hanging on. 33,883. It's down on the day. $154. Meh. Again, talked about scenarios of Bitcoin where the hidden bullish average could continue to develop, or we go positive and we could continue this little attempted rally that we know is only made it about 55% of the way. If it gets back with 35K, then you're looking at like 37.5, that's like a 61% retrace. But I just think it's too early, to be talking about actual real swing trades with hardcore evidence on the charts, right? If we are lawyers in this space, in the trading space, right, and we're going to the judge right? We'll walk up to the bench and talk to the judge, and they're like, well, present the argument to us, Mr. Lawyer. Oh boy, here we go again, chat. The Turks are back.
Please obey.
Sure, we'll just add it to the unlimited list of requests. Sure.
What indicators and platform do you use for swing trading? Thanks.
Oh boy, good luck, mods. Hey man, if you don't ban them, then it'll look like a Twitch chat, and that'll be like my dream come true, man. I love when chat's crazy lit. Now, I prefer it's all a bunch of real people spamming, but hey, this'll have to do, I guess. Good lord. 26K is coming. Oh, yeah, whoever you are, you're an idiot because you were like, 50K is coming, 26K is coming. You're just wrong, like completely wrong. You don't even know what you're doing. You're just like, I own a bot and I'm going to spam this channel, and I'm literally wrong because I was wrong about 50K and I came in spamming, dude. I mean, this is what low IQ people do with free time. Okay, low IQ people like create bots and just spam and they're wrong too. Like they'll say one thing on the spam and then they say literally the opposite. It's like, you got a low IQ, buddy. Sorry. So much stuff he could do with his free time. All right, so the next one would be, the next 80 requests. OZC, what is it? OZSC. It's up a lot. Cool. I don't know. Look at the trend. It's terrible. God, it's so bad. But yeah, it finally bounced, man. Looks like it broke out of a kind of a range. Look at that inverse head and shoulders. That was awesome. Played out, then dumped. Anyway, you would think maybe the next target could be 5.3 cents since it, I mean, like, what does it do historically if whoever requested straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down? So possibly straight up to 5.3 cents before straight down again. But just know, if it does get there, you think it's very possible it could go straight down again. So that's it. Meh. Oh wow, how rare is that? That is not something that happens often on SCR. My God, when does that happen ever? Let's see. Wait, is it all-time highs? Yeah, by far. By far. Oh, it's added to the list, man.
Can we look at you, Soil WTI? Interested to see your take on oil market. I spent 10 years in oil work.
Sure, thanks. Give me 2 seconds. Thanks to the 2,001 or 20 people tuned in. If you're enjoying the live stream, hit the like button, that bell, that sub. We've been getting 1,000 likes every stream. Let's just do it again, man. All right. Read. Okay, let me go back here. Getting hungry, dude. Been live 1 hour, 20 minutes. All right. So how wild is this, man? This is a rarity. You don't see it often. Let me just show you. How is there an inverse head and shoulders somehow, right? As a continuation. Isn't that nuts, dude? That never happens. That's just... Though I think based on data, they do have pretty freaking good performance when they do, or they ever show up. And almost hit that target, didn't it? Look at that, man. Very close, 250. You got as high as 245, 244. So pull them back. As long as the asset holds above 188, could backtest. But as long as it holds above it, you think 250, and it could go higher. It's at all-time highs. It's in a very, very strong uptrend. So you could also look at it like this. Okay, instead of saying inverse head and shoulders, you just say, all right, this was the range, the bottom of the range, the top of the range. It fell below the range, but bears couldn't do crap, and then it rallied, and then it's back tested the spring, right? Spring back test of spring. When you back test springs, good things can happen. It can take you to next levels, and measure moves of structures, or how it's just a very simple way to target as for the trader. All right, so it's all kind of played out, and it very well could come back test 188 before going to our prices. Okay, there's no bearish divergence or anything right now, at least on the 4-hour. Wow, better be careful here. You got some real bearish divergence on SCR at these levels. Big, huge bearish engulfing candle to boot. All right, so argument is getting strong for a reversal here. All right, Class A bearish divergence, pending price action reversal to the downside. The bearish engulfing candle on the daily could be the signal. You know, that could be the beginning. That is the engulfing. When one candle completely covers the previous one, that's a reversal, a Japanese candlestick reversal. Okay. G for SCR. We'll see how it plays out. Interesting developments on Golden Nugget Gaming that have peaked out, right? Look, a high, then a higher high. Bearish divergence played out. You're now back testing old resistance, old all-time highs as support. Unfortunately, this is not hidden bullish divergence, despite how it looks. Bitcoin's selling off 33,340. Right? The scrub bot, you know, was spamming 50K like a mouth breather. But he didn't know. That one person in his basement had no idea. And now, since Bitcoin dumped, he's now saying 25K. He's also an idiot. He has no idea. He's just spamming because he's an idiot. All right? So, engulfing candle today. Very nice bullish engulfing candle. See if we can get some follow through there. Losing some negative Momo. Let's keep that going. Let's see what happens on the 4 hour. Maybe there's an edge. Could be an edge on the 4 hour. What? Oh boy. Oh, what is this? Like, what a... That's, I don't know what to tell you, man. If, like, you can't... You have the data on the daily, but it doesn't show up on the 4 hour, something's wrong. I can't... It looked promising, right? A low, then a higher low. You bullishly engulf in 4 hour and the daily. I wish I knew. I wish I could see the oscillators here. It's kind of bugged out. I don't know. Where is it, man? It's so weird. Can't find it in my search bar, but it's on my watch list. That's so dumb. All right, Bitcoin's selling off some more, 33,100. Long's getting liquidated. Okay, we could be on C wave right now on the 4 hour. See, that's so weird, dude. Oh my god, chat. Like, un-effing real. Look at corn today. Up 5.26%, 2618 fib extension. Not even really that good of a... That was how I sized up. But we found the bottom, man. But that's the thing. Like, you sometimes find the real bottom. When you find bottoms in swing trading, you sometimes find the bottoms for the trade, but sometimes you find the bottoms that go on to the next mega wave, right? And so that happened down here back in this summer, right? We're looking at corn. It was at 14-year lows, right? The bottom of a range. It held, it sprung, back tested the spring, and look where it's gone now. Blasting through all tops resistances. Next resistance is 516. You're about to hit it, man. You're about to be there. So corn, just as crazy as Bitcoin, kind of, right? But it's continuing while Bitcoin says, I'm done for now. So we can go back to Bitcoin getting wrecked. See you at 30K by the looks of it right now, right? Negative Momo, right? So as we know, you just showed the first level yesterday for the first time since December 15th, and look what you got. You're gaining follow through on price action and the next histogram island. No edge on the daily. No edge yet. Continuing to slide, man. Right, I guess a neckline, if you're talking about a Momo shifting structure, was all the way down at like 31K. So yeah, DXY sell off. That gap we had yesterday or whatever has now filled officially, right? The DXY. Remember, we gapped up, man. You gapped up, wasn't looking good for Bitcoin or gold, silver, and look, now we've filled the gap, and that's it for now. So you're thinking maybe it could make a higher low and continue because of the daily and the weekly bullish divergence. May not be done rallying, but it's just pulling back. Good. Educational purposes. Sure. All right. Again, you know, this was looked at. Someone wanted to look at this. Green Third Eye wanted to look at this for education. I guess here's your education on an asset that has no liquidity. It's 160,000 volume daily. Terrible. That's 1/10 pretty much of what we want. We want 1 million volume minimum. All right, because if you don't have a liquid asset, that means your stop losses won't trigger sometimes. A lot of times your limit sells won't trigger, your limit buys, nothing. Like, just, it's illiquid. So you're looking for liquidity. This doesn't have it, but maybe it did. For the sake of education, it's already played out. Well, look at this, man. A rectangle, right? You got a low point at 127.28, and then you got the high point at 164. Right? You rallied, you sold off sideways. Look how it tested or created itself. Confirmation low, right? Back tested it again, and then rallied to the top, right? Rallied to the top, sold off. That's kind of weird, and this is what happens with illiquid assets. This stuff just gaps down at 109 randomly and rallies, right? And then so I guess it sprung, and then it back tested the spring the date of December 21st, and look what happened when it back tested that spring, that ice line. Where'd it go? Confirmed that what was once support is support again. Ran to the resistance, and look what happened. This is what you would consider a partial decline. They show up in broadening patterns and rectangles only. So this was a rectangle. So what happens is you've been in a range for an extended amount of time, you hit the top, then you sell off after hitting the top, and you fail to hit the bottom of the range again. So when you fail to hit the bottom of the range again by pivoting and rallying, you have what is called a potential partial decline. But when you test the top of the range again, you have a confirmed partial decline. Based on Bulkowski research, 70% chance of a breakout when you get confirmed partial declines. Look what happened. Look what happened on HBORF. Though it's illiquid, it respected the TA pretty effing well if you ask me. So what was the range target, if you break a rectangle, this is how you measure the rectangle. You can use fib extensions too. I'm saying 100% measure. Move a rectangle, you hit it, you exceeded it. Great. So despite its illiquidity and it's not wanting to ever trade anything with less than 1 million volume, wow, maybe just a few people out there gained some education. They gained value from the analysis of this chart that is played out. Okay, great stuff, man. Good. I mean, I don't know if that's what you were asking about, green third eye, but this is crazy. My God, dude. Remember Probes, if he's in here? I don't know if he is, but remember that time? What's up, Dow Jones? 6 to 5. Remember that time natural gas futures showed the bullish dragon pattern? Triple MACD bullish divergence had broken the spine of the dragon, the supply line, back tested it. Look where it went before selling off, but look what's happening. A low, now a higher low. Rally, higher high than the previous high. Now you're making a higher low. What's going on? You have some sort of midterm uptrend going on natural gas futures, which is crazy because it's so easy to produce and get, right? Obtain. So, big resistance, $3. Lars, you seeing this, dude? All right, I got you. So it's like you broke a supply line. That's almost like descending burning wedge stuff. It's making higher lows. Look at this. Oh my God, man. History repeating itself like crazy here. Look, a lower low, the lowest low. This is what we're looking for. You watch this stream for value. I'm giving you value despite of it maybe not being on this. Maybe it's played out already. But this is what you always want to see. Daily triple MACD bullish divergence. Okay. Impending price action versus the upside. You got it, but it hasn't played out very well so far. You would think the next target would be $3 if you ever break $3. Man, there's so much chop. It's almost like XRP. This is like the XRP chart, chat. You 336, you break 336, well then it's like it's like every resistance, man. All right, and then after that, I wish it was like, hey, it could be $5. It's not, because it's just like it just keeps. There's just different potential major reversal areas every freaking like 30 cents on this asset, so it's really tough, you know, to just have strong targets on this, to be like, oh, it goes straight up. So dude, so one low, a higher low, another higher low, consecutive higher lows on natural gas. Very good for now. Very, very good. It's almost like 3 rising valleys, but we'll see. Also, look, weekly, monthly, low, slightly lower low. Yeah, a lot of upsides possible in natural gas, I guess. I mean, it's just like it's uptrending right now. It's been uptrending since it pivoted in late September. And could that trend, midterm trend, could continue? All right. So Uber looked great. Remember that time Uber showed hidden bullish divergence on the daily and was in a rectangle? I remember. Look, created the range with all-time highs. There's nothing looking left besides what we got locally. You made a low, you made a higher low, you made another higher low. What'd you do? Right? Impending price action continuation. You broke the top of the range. Huge green candle, up 7.24% today. The target 61.33. This has been here. This is here before any movement to the upside. So great stuff on Uber. That's still the same thing, man. Could go higher too. I mean, that's just a way to size it up. Oh my God, dude. Penny Mac, double top, jeez. One peak, a second peak on the daily. This is what we're looking for on Bitcoin. Look, Bitcoin's in this process, right? It's in its like first sell off, and eventually it'll pivot, and you get 4-hour edge that would take you to higher levels. You'd attempt to rally, and it could like 43K, 45K. We just haven't had that. We just had this first sell off kind of on Bitcoin. Oh, dude, hold on. Just everyone relax, man. There's a lot of requests. There has been a lot of requests. I haven't stopped. So I think there's probably, it looks like some sort of supply line there, or I'm sorry, demand line. That would probably be your next target if this kept going. You can also look at it like it's like a big range, you know. So I mean, between $47.80 and $67. There's no edge right now on Penny Mac Financial Services. Yeah, I mean, it's not even really hidden bullish at all. I mean, it could pivot here. Its 200 moving average could rally, but again, it's not really a low risk area, low risk high reward area. I don't know, man. This is just not what I want to see. I want to see better stuff, better looking charts, right? You know what I'm looking for. So yeah, this could be a major double top, but at the same time, that's where I think if you're wanting to trade this long, we'll be looking for a target around 47.80 to 49.90, and we'd be looking for an edge down there. You'd be looking for like seller exhaustion at that level, because the trend's so bullish. These double tops may not play out. They may just be ranges, you know. What's up, Smitty, man? Thanks for the merch perch. Supporting the stream, dude. Very nice harmonics cheat sheet there. That looks great in the home office. Thank you, man. Okay, so try to keep up here. Nawab, use indicators, MACD histogram, RSI, ice lines, Polkowski patterns, sometimes moving averages, right? Springs, backtest springs, Wyckoff stuff. That's it, man. That's kind of all I do. That's all I use. Over and over and over. Same system. Doesn't change. Nor does saving the system change. How about that? You get a system, you stick to it if it's successful, and you make tweaks to make it better. Yeah, energy is killing it, man. It's absolutely beautiful. I mean, after that dump it had with the bearish divergence, you know, a couple more lows, it's just been rallying. I think it broke a very critical level a couple days ago, maybe one day, and it could be headed for $60 next. Yep. That's right, man. Oil could be headed to $60. Look, this low point, this kind of range, $60, man. Look, that's it. Definitely a good chance at this point. Just where we are, why not? You know, historical context, straight up, straight down. You had a little chop here, but straight up, eventually straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. Right? I mean, that's it. Okay, so let's go straight up, man, on this recovery on oil. Great. Bitcoin's at its lowest level of the day, 32,833 right there. And that could continue, because I think we're figuring out the waves here. XABC, we're looking for C. Sundial growers, looked at this recently. Looks like a Wyckoff range possibly. You've sprung, you back tested the spring. All right, so good looking stuff for now. Hidden bullish divergence while you're back testing the spring. Very educational stuff on this chart. And I don't know, it's whatever. So I think eventually, if it's gonna run to the top of the range, put that wick to top of the range, 104 to 116. I think that's very well where it could be going in time, because it's already spent time back testing that spring. You'd think it probably wouldn't test it again unless bad things were happening. So I think at this point, again, the target on Sundial would probably be 104 to 116. Okay, in time. Gotta be patient. You gotta catch some bids. All right. Not bad. Not a bad chart. You can't say you're not at like the basement here. I like this. I think this is good. I think it's okay. Here's another pretty amazing looking chart. Unreal, right? It's SXP. It's a crypto. It's an S coin. It's sprung. It's back testing the spring. Okay, looks like GRT report crapped itself. So I mean that's some pretty clear, concise, hidden bullish evidence there. But what can it do if Bitcoin keeps dumping? It can't perform. But like, it's very easy to size up risk in this situation. I mean, I'd prefer like, you know, price action before all this happening would be like this maybe, but you know, because of the trend. But it's just a, you know, like all-time lows down here. This is it though, man. This is like, all right, so someone will size up this asset. All right, just like looking, duh. I mean, you probably don't want anything. I don't think you want anything to do with SXP below that November 4th low at 71 cents. It's pretty simple. I mean, it's like, that's it, dude. That's. But again, I mean, how can it play out if Bitcoin's going to dump, right? And it just had its run. You know, I think this is like when we looked at it and it was before it rallied. That's what we were doing. We looked at it before it rallied and now it's on the way down again. So now what? See, it's already played out, you know, like no edge on the daily. You're losing your positive momentum and you're back at this critical support. So it could be really good or it could be really bad for SXP. All right, Bitcoin dumps, gets wrecked. SXP is not going to hold 72 cents. It's not going to hold the support. No way. Bitcoin will dictate if this range pivot, if we pivot off the range bottom and go higher or not. All right. So if it did fall below the support, we would wait and look and see if it could recover. If it could get back above 76 cents, all right, we're back in business, okay? But just no way anything's going to do well in this market at all while Bitcoin's dumping like this. Not really. No way. So that's why it's like so important to wait for an edge on Bitcoin that is at session lows right now, negative momos, building. You're now back in neutral on the RSI on the daily. All right, man, got through all the requests while Bitcoin continues to dump. As every time I'm speaking to you, we're making daily new lows. Okay, do you see what I'm saying now, though, about this whole without an edge? You just wait. Just wait, man. We're in a really long-term uptrend, and you doubled up in like 3 weeks, 2 weeks. So when that happens, man, you gotta wait.
Hey, Miss Hopeful as well. Would you mind taking a look at Lockheed Martin, LMT?
Thanks, Grant. So that big range, man, you broke it, but like you're trying to hold on to this other. This is like not a very strong support right here. It's just this one low manufactured from July 9th of this year, right? You're trying to hold that. I mean, like, it to me seems terrible, but that is real. So you've sprung back above that low, right? Some very real daily bullish divergence in the MACD. Yep. Some penny price action reversal implied right now on Lockheed Martin. You're getting it, I guess. So you could be back in business to go test 351 if this actually played out. Yeah, and almost you could argue like a little bit more zoomed out from this major low to the next low. The RSI showing bullish divergence, right? So though it looks terrible, though it broke all these support resistances, it is ugly, man. Lots of distribution. All right, I think that if this holds, you're going to 350. If you ever break 350, you're going to 362. That's it. All right. If it doesn't hold, my God, look out. You're in a lot of trouble. There's just very little support resistance. God, until like maybe $300. Yeah, so you better hold on here or you're screwed. So it could be going for a lower high rally on the daily. Seller exhaustion. Okay. Bitcoin making a lower high than the previous high. No bids. No one buying. We're on the other side of the fence for now. All right. It's going to keep going. Probably going to see 30K. And maybe at 30K, maybe at 28K, 27K, we show seller exhaustion on the 4 hour. And that's all we can hope for right now. All right. So we've been live for about almost 2 hours. So enjoying the live stream, the like button, the bell, that sub. Thanks so much for the 43,000 subs. Thanks so much, Probes, for the big contribution. Thanks for all the contributions really today. 43,116 subs. So I think I've gained about 150 new subs today on this stream. So thank y'all for that. It means a lot. Please be sure to join the Discord. If you're new, please be sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you haven't. I don't know how I can do that, Brad. You can't just do that. Here's the Discord link. I think it's still working. I don't know. $50K, let's go, Lars, man. Yeah, dude, not right now, but maybe later. Maybe like once the 4 hour gives us a reason to believe sellers are done, sellers are exhausted, but not now. Like the hidden divergence kind of played out and made a lower high, 50% retrace, and now it's done it again. And it's like X, A, B, and now maybe we're working on the C wave, right? So weird, dude. I'm just catching up on things. Weird, dude. Okay, so we're just selling off, man. And you'd think that if this keeps going, at least 30,856, and that's it for now. All right, as you look, man, you fell below 35K, you rallied, you said nope, it's resistance now, and now you're selling off. So it's just I think you're probably on the smaller wave on the 4 hour before a bigger wave happens to give you a much more pronounced attempted rally. DXY dumping too. Yeah, it did. It filled the gap. It's all right, y'all. Really appreciate everything. Just remember, we are currently, what is it? 5 patrons away from 888. 5, chat. You know the 8s, man. The 8s are extremely lucky. Good stuff, all right? Let's pray for Bitcoin. Pray for ADT. Pray for stocks. I'll be back. Until next time, respect the TA.
Johnny and Mix.
name is JP. I am a robot. I like robots. I have a robot vagina.
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei!
I just felt like streaming.
And then, just like that,
Adios, turd nuggets.